fellow South Africans, as I conclude, allow me to indicate that the case of defeating the ends of justice that was reported by Mr. Paul Robert O'Sullivan against Mr. Arthur Peter Joseph Fraser and Major General Walter Ruode on the 18th of November 2022 was finalized and the case docket submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, Gauteng Local Division for decision. On the 11th of March 2024, the Office of the DPP declined to prosecute on the matter. As we reveal these achievements, we acknowledge that the fight against national priority offenses remain an ongoing challenge that requires sustained commitment and collaboration. The DPCI reaffirms its commitments to execute its work without fear, favor, or prejudice as the law dictates. The reason for the decline in prosecution on the case that was reported by Mr. O'Sullivan, obviously the nitty-gritties will be given to the complainant when the complainant is requesting those. In general, we will say that there is not sufficient evidence on which the prosecution is prepared to take that matter. So that is usually that there is not sufficient evidence that one can take the matter on trial. Usually the process allow the complainant, if the complainant is not comfortable with the decision, to take an alternative route. Let's rest assured that all what needs to be done is being done. The suspects that were involved are appearing in court, part of which I think that on the 20th of August, you will see them appearing in court. Part of the investigation, we are waiting for a decision from the NPA. Part of the investigation, we are waiting for our colleague from outside the country that have to assist in looking at a particular portion of evidence that we are looking for. That is, one can say, that is the status of the matters relating to Phala Phala. You'll understand that I'm speaking of 3 separate cases, but all relating to what you generally call Phala Phala. With regard to the state capture matters, the number of recommendations that were made by the state capture and the number of investigations that we are doing, you will see the number of statements that we actually obtain before a matter is ready to be taken to court. So it's not a matter of just taking what is written in the report and say that I'm now going to court. There is a collection of evidence so that the National Prosecuting Authority will be satisfied that what we have collected is sufficient to prove the matter beyond reasonable doubt when we go to court. So we are comfortable that so far we have done a lot of work. We have put that team, which we have indicated the number of statements that they have recorded. One statement takes time to complete. Some of the statements you don't finalize in one day. It takes a number of days because it consists of various elements and several pages. So we think that we have done more. And if you were to combine with the successes that the NPA through the ID have done, the number is even more. And we are not presenting here the successes that have been made by the ID, which we have also deposited some few investigators there to assist the ID. So they have got those successes that collectively you'll see that it is more, which I think that the NPA have given that report in the past. With regard to the gaps and the possible, the timelines that one can see, the matters that we are handling, we are deliberately showing the date so that people do not just believe that you receive the matter today and tomorrow is finalized. We have indicated that we have got more than 20,000 cases that we are currently having on hand. On the court roll, we have got more than 12,000 accused persons that are currently serving before the various courts. You can see that we also indicate the timelines that these cases have been taking. So part of the challenge that we have is that the accused persons have got certain rights, rights to a fair trial. And the rights to a fair trial include the rights not to so speedy a trial. So they have got the right to say that we demand a lawyer and the like, so it takes time. And when you have got more than one accused persons, which is the case in most of our cases, and the accused persons are out on bail, at times you do not always find all of them present in court, and the court can't hear the matter in the absence of one. So you will find that the matter will be postponed, and depending on the court roll, so some of these matters take time. That's why you can see the matters emanating from 2015. There are even older matters that have been there on the court roll. I think you'll even remember that part of the cases, the arms deal were there before the Hawks was born, and they are still on the court roll, and the trial has not yet started. So that is, at times these matters can take long, and those will obviously be not the creation of the investigation team or the prosecutors, but at times it can be emanating from the defense side. With regard to the questions online, I will start with the one on the Steinhoff as to whether we still have got a pending arrest and the like, and the long report that has been there. You know, this matter is on the court roll. You shall have just noted that on the 26th we have added another suspect on the court roll. We do not always want to unpack the nitty-gritties before the things happen. But as and when the prosecutors decide on what next, we will be informing the public. But anything that requires the attention of the NPA, they will advise us, and we will comply with the request. But otherwise, the matter is on the court roll. We will be guided by the proceedings. The question of the Dulcis, the September, was still under investigation. I think that the indication is that we are currently not engaged in any foreign police agency. The evidence does not direct as such, but when the time arrives, we will indicate what else is needed. If the prosecution identify the gaps, obviously there will be that engagement with the other law enforcement agencies. The last question, which is dealing with the gown for graduation and the like. I think that maybe some other people should be able to make distinction between the gowns for graduation and the corporate attire. From time to time, we will see that we will be putting the corporate attire. If you look behind, you will see the corporate attire. No one has asked us how much it costs to get that type of image. When you look at some of our vehicles, which we can't mark all of them because some of them we don't want them to be seen from a distance, you will see that we will be putting these images on the side of the vehicles. I haven't heard anyone asking how much it costs and why do we put them on those images. There are those who appreciate that they really need to see this corporate image being portrayed. We need not shy away from that image. When you look at our SAPS vehicles, which luckily we are able to have them at every police station, you see that we mark them. And we can't come and put a smaller batch of the Hawks on those so that you can remember that there is also the Hawks that operate independently. So when do we then see this image? Those who have been asking a question, they never asked how much will it cost that just to put one advert of this image on one of the media. Just one day, it costs much more. So I think that in whatever we are doing, you'll see that there are different corporate items that we put forward. And some of this we know that when it comes in the platform like this one, it is actually cheaper than when we want to advertise on one media house. So I think that it should be interpreted in that fashion. When you want to go to graduate, each educational institution have got its own regalia. They will not take this one because they don't have you don't have a University of the Hawks or a technical or a college. So that is a corporate item. Those who are interested in watching on the media, go and check. There is time when the national head graduated to become a doctor. You will see the kind of graduation regalia that he's wearing there, and compare with this one, the corporate image, and see as to whether they are the same. So I think that people should be understanding in that fashion. Anyone who can give me a quote cheaper on the either the newspaper or the TV, we will consider that, so that the members of the public may know the existence of the Hawks, so that certain national priority offenses, when they come to know about them, they should be knowing about their existence. Thank you very much. The DPCI is only handling certain matters which are categorized as national priority offenses. We don't deal with every other crime. Like the murder of a 5-year-old child and the like. We will assist when it comes to effecting arrest. If we have information, we will effect arrest and hand over to our colleagues in the greater service that are investigating those matters. But otherwise, we are not following up on those and give brief on the development. So the greater service will be in a position to deal with that question. With regard to the question of whether we can expect arrest on the Phala Phala matter, investigation is continuing. You may have heard that I said part of our investigation is to try to get evidence from across the border, outside the borders of the Republic. And I think that based on that information that will come, including the evidence, there might be development in that regard. And I think that we have got some individual that we expect that we might be able to add if traced. So I think that is how far I can go. The other one, I have indicated that the matter is still pending decision by the National Prosecuting Authority. They are there to decide on the instant of the state. If they decide that prosecution must take place, they will inform us. We will secure the attendance of whoever they are intending to prosecute in court. Thank you.